Good morning, everyone. How y'all doing today? We're going to venture on this morning and make these pretzel dumplings to go along with our red wine braised brisket that we have in the refrigerator marinating. And we're going to get started with that. All right. And these pretzel dumplings start with a cup and a half of milk. We're going to get that going. Okay. And get that up to a nice simmer. And I'm going to take a pause right quick. Well, I don't think we can. All right. We'll get it going. We're going to bring up my recipe so that we make sure we get everything done the right way. You know, it's not something I've done before, so I don't know it off the top of my head. Okay? Give me a second. Pop this up and get these ingredients going. And we'll go from there. We'll let this heat up for a minute. Good morning, Brittany. Hi, baby. Hey, Asia, baby. How you doing, sweetie? Love y'all. Hope life's treating y'all well this morning. Been a rough start this morning. Had a few things go wrong already today. What's up, Ducky? How you doing, fam? Be blessed, young brother. Thanks for joining me this morning, y'all. You know, one thing I love to do is cook, so we got a lot of prep work done this morning already. We got our pretzels, 3 2-ounce pretzels. We'll cut them up in little squares, and we'll go from there. Let me grab my gloves. Get some gloves on to keep it safe, you know. And we'll go from there. Get things moving. I'm going to let this heat up to a nice little simmer. And then we're going to drop these pretzels in there. And we'll get them going. And we'll get the rest of the ingredients together and we'll move right along and see how well these things turn out. Got my other pots out here. I got my big pot of water started to get it simmered so that when we get all this done and get everything mixed together, we're going to roll it up in a piece of plastic and tie the ends. And then we're going to simmer it in some warm water for a while. Then we'll take it out and we'll let it cool and we'll put it in the refrigerator. And then tomorrow when we get that brisket cooked, as we're making our plates, we'll start frying up the dumplings to go with it. Hope it turns out well. We'll give it the best shot we can this morning, you know. So, what's up, Raheem? You back? What's up, young brother? Wishing you well. Thank you for joining me. Right now, we're just waiting on this to heat up, and we'll go from there. We got we'll drain it out when it's done, and we'll get some other steps moving and go from there. This takes a minute. I should have started the pot before I started the video. You know what I mean? Now I'm lost. I have too much to do. I see. Just don't know. I wish I was able to give y'all all a hug and tell you I love you in person. But it's a blessing today to have all of you family members watching Uncle Fernando. Not the way you used to watch me. Grateful for that. We thank the good Lord and some determination on my part to stop being hard-headed and get life back together. You know, I'm grateful to be where I am today. So, and to have all of y'all that come on one of my videos, that's a blessing in its own. You know, this is a testimony that if you do the right things in life, you know, everything turns out okay. It's a struggle. Good morning, Ma. How you doing, Lorraine? Give Big Guy a hug for me. You know, miss y'all. What's up, Miss Andrews? What's going on, sweetie? Glad you can join me. Be blessed this morning. You know, yeah, I go with a loss of words sometimes again. But I don't know what to do with myself while I'm waiting on this stuff to heat up. I could get the onions and stuff going so that when that's ready, we'll get that on too. Get that back there. Got a tablespoon of butter. I prepped up a half a cup of finely minced onions. We're going to saute those up, and then after we're going to add those to the to the pretzels that have been simmered down and softened and sucked up all of that milk that we're going to be using, and we'll go from there and keep it moving. Just gotta wait for this thing to heat up. Got it up on high. Let's get it high and we'll turn it down. Almost hot. Almost warm enough to get this thing going. It's a pretty simple recipe. Not very much prep to it. Just cut your pretzels up into maybe 1-inch squares, maybe 1-inch rounds, and stuff like that. Make sure it's a soft pretzel. I'm using the salted ones, but what I did was I wiped a lot of the salt off them while they were frozen, and so we're still gonna have some salt flavor to it. But I'm gonna, instead of adding salt to the recipe as it calls for, I'm gonna eliminate that so that I don't have too much salt. I'm gonna use some fresh ground peppercorns. We got some parsley out here, and we have a lightly beaten egg, just one egg, lightly beaten. And we're going to add that to everything in a moment, okay? All right, that's warm enough for these. So we'll get these in the pot. And we'll get these simmering. And we'll go from there. We don't have to keep these in. These things take about 30 minutes and of cooking like this. So we got it down to a simmer, so we're going to turn the eye all the way down to low. And we're just going to put a lid on this, which I forgot to get again. And we'll, hang on, be right back. Unfortunately, I have a small kitchen. And I have a lot of cookware. So it's only me and Mama now, so what I've done is I've turned around and we took one room and made it a pantry, basically. And we use that for all the storage. We're going to simmer these and toast them up and cook them down a little bit, and we'll set these to the side. This is just a little extra prep, getting it done a little bit in advance. So this here is, we're going to let this simmer for about 30 minutes and get that done. Thank you, Ma. Yes, because of people like you, I consider my predecessors, you know, those that did it before me, and are proving that if you take the suggestions that you're given in this particular family that we're involved in, that 9 out of 10 times things start to get better with a little patience and time. I've made my mistakes along the way, sure, but I can honestly tell you, the worst suggestion I was ever given was a suggestion not to take the suggestion. You know, people tell you things in this process that proven to work, but most of us that are living that way in life at that time, we knew better, we knew it all. I was one of those guys that thought I was unique, and I come to find out, far from unique, you know. What purple? Asia, what purple are you looking at, honey? This is garnet. Those are red. You got your glasses on, sweetie? But anyway, as we move along in life, we make some changes. We see things are getting better, and one day at a time, we continue to move forward. And as long as we don't get that first one in, we okay. The stove lights. Girl, that's orange. That's an orange flame. It must look purple through the filters of the phone. But I hear you, girl. All right, we'll do these just until they're softened, and because these are gonna go in that pretzel dumpling that we're gonna make. Okay. And this we add a little salt and pepper to this, but I'm gonna eliminate the salt because of the salted pretzel I have. Fresh ground cracked pepper, nothing like it. You know, it adds a certain little flavor that ground pepper don't give you. A little stronger. All right, now these are done. Do a little view. They're softened, and we're gonna set these to the side. You got to keep an eye on this so it doesn't boil over on me, which I've already done. So we're gonna kick that back there to the simmer, and mix it up a little bit. These pretzels, you'll see, they'll start to swell up and get pretty big. Maybe twice, maybe twice the size, a little bit more than twice the size of what they were when you put them in. And I gotta clean my damn stove. Things happen. Things have been going a little wacky this morning. Brittany, that's a shame. You're supposed to have a cup of coffee in the morning. Cut that out, Brittany. It's too early. I ain't mad at you. Live your best life, sweetie. Well, we're having a problem this morning with this heat. Making a mess. Kick this lid off a little bit. Stop it from boiling over. One thing bad about cooking with milk has a tendency, if you don't keep an eye on it, it'll give you a lot more work than what's necessary. But it's okay. We'll make it happen, and we'll continue to move forward. Clean it up. No big deal. Anyway, as I was saying, life becomes better when we make better choices. I'm grateful today. You know, I don't want to make this whole video about me, you know, but I'm at a loss again. Gotta wait, you know, you gotta let things cook. So, and keep an eye on them so you don't make a damn mess. What y'all talking about over here? Brittany and Age are having a conversation on my video. I feel you. How's everybody doing? How's the kids? How'd it feel to be a teacher? Asia, Brittany, Crystal, I know, Rakeem, y'all got them little ones. Y'all the teachers now. Y'all know how y'all teachers felt when they was trying to teach you? Y'all got them same headaches, don't y'all? The only bad thing is, man, you know, the big difference is we was kids when we was in school. We got our butts spanked. You know, nowadays, you can't seem to do that. You know, it's not socially or politically correct to spank our children. But I tell you what, you can ask my son. Y'all know. Ask Wilbur. Ain't no problem tapping that backside. You know what I mean? It's how you discipline. You know, you ain't got to kill your kids, but you also got to teach them a lesson that those things aren't acceptable in the family. They on your nerves, Brittany. Wow. You know, my parents used to tell us, we hope your children give you twice as many headaches as you gave me. Hey, Lily, baby, good morning. So, Brittany, I know if your kids give you half of what you gave your mama, boy, your head hurt. You might get yourself in a migraine study, sweetie. Let me get a little rag on, wipe my counter off, my stove. Got to get some of this stuff off here, you know. Not working too well on a hot glass stove. So, one of the worst things about cooking on these things, I just can't stand it. They're difficult to keep clean, but you know, you got to put in that work. All right, I feel you, Brittany. That's right. I ain't mad at you. Send me a plate. How you doing this morning, Lily? How's life treating you, baby? I hope everything's going good for you. And move on from that. Miss you at the lighthouse, hon. You know, there's some folks I like working with. You were one of them. You always did things to make me laugh. Yeah, I wish I was back there. But It's I don't know what's going on right now. All I can do is just sit back and wait, see what happens. Let the good Lord do what he do. You know? If it's meant for me to go back, it's meant for me to go back there. If not, there's other avenues in life to work on. I've made it this far through all the things I've gone through that I'll find another job, you know. You going back in June? Good, Lily. What's up, Sean? How you doing, Mr. Virgo? I hope life's treating you well. Well, I know them boys are big. Oh, my goodness. Man. Sean, you got to send me a picture of the boys, man. You know what I mean? I like to see how big they've gotten. We going on 11 years, brother. You guys don't know Mr. Sean Virgo on here. There's a gentleman I met while, I keep it 100, while I was incarcerated up in New York City on my last sentence. He ran a group called Fathers Incarcerated. I have to give him kudos because if it wasn't for Sean, I'm not sure what my relationship with my son would be today. So I owe you a big one, bro. You put my family back together. Well, with your help and understanding and teachings, you taught me how to be a father. You feel me? And I thank you for that. I could never repay you for that. So I'm definitely in your debt, Sean. Anything you need, holler at me, man. If I can do it, I'll do it. What a great young man. He helped a lot of brothers out that were incarcerated, going through the same things. He's taught us how to write our kids letters, talk to them from the heart, and make no excuses for our actions. That's why today, no matter what happens, I take responsibility for the part I play in everything that goes wrong and goes right in my life today. It's okay to say I was wrong. You know what I mean? And I know it shocked my son Wilbur the first time I admitted it. Said, man, you know what? You're right. I was wrong on that. You know, he stopped and looked at me, and basically it was kind of funny. He reached over and felt my head and asked me if I was sick. But nah, you know, there comes a time in our lives where we just got to sit back and face the facts of reality. Love you too, Sean. Always will. You know what I mean? You know, so, you know, we got to take responsibility. And we can't show our boys how to be men unless we are men. You know, I thought I was a man. At first, I was nothing but a sperm donor. That's what it all boiled down to. Because I cared about me, not much about others. So, today, what's up, Justice? Welcome, fam. But today, I've taken all them things that I've learned and the things that I've gone through, my experiences, and instead of them just becoming things that happened to me, I made them lessons. You know, I didn't learn them all right the first time. I made my fair share of mistakes, but it's okay. You know. What's up, Mr. White? What's going on, young brother? Long time no see. Wishing you nothing but the best. You know, hope your health is doing good. You're walking through this pandemic that we're in. Being mindful and careful of your surroundings. I wish that for each and every one of us. But Robert, you came in at the right time, man. You know. It's a blessed morning here today. So, but like I said, you know, when we become men, to teach our boys to become men, we got to show them what men are. You know, I know I wasn't a good example of what a man was in the beginning. But I'm grateful that in 2006, had some folks interfere in my life. But the reality was my actions made me pump the brakes and take a real good look at what's going on. Well, good morning, Frank. Glad you can join us. In the process of making some pretzel dumplings. But some of these things take a little while to cook, so I know I can get talk a lot, so I figured, what the hell? Uh, some of y'all know me. A lot of y'all know me from my actions growing up, like my nieces and nephews that are the first ones in here today. And some of y'all know me from the street. You know, what's up, Mr. Cruel? Hope you and Kathy having a blessed day. You know, and some of y'all don't know my background. You know what I mean? But a little insight. You know, took a 20-year run with doing some things that most folks shouldn't do, and most folks turn their nose up to. But even at first, I did too. But anyway, you know, it was a long journey. Good morning, Miss Wondolowski. I hope you and Dave are doing well. Your daughter doing well. Your son-in-law, and all that good things going on in life. Hope the weather's good up there. But anyway, I took that journey down that road, and I got everything that was coming to me. You know, it wasn't fun. But today, in retrospect, I look at it, it wasn't fun. But it is what it is. And we keep moving. Today, I was talking about how, you know, raising our kids, our boys to be men, we got to show them what a man is like. You know, and I ain't afraid today to show my emotions, feelings. It's all good. What's up, Miss James? How you doing, sweetie? Welcome. And I'm just going on about me right now, y'all, while I'm waiting for this stuff to go. Thanks, Sean. I hope somebody does learn something today. You know, because this is my first time making this pretzel dumpling. For those of y'all that are just joining and want to know what's going on, I'm not just talking about me. I made a video yesterday about my brisket. I'm doing a red wine braised brisket. It's going to marinate for 2 days. A little under 24 hours. I moved the time schedule up because we're gonna cook it tomorrow evening. And I'm going to do another live video for that process. So I figured I'd prep the pretzel dumplings today. One less thing I'll have to do tomorrow on a Saturday. And this way I'm well prepared for when it's service time. That these dumplings are going to be fresh. This is something that's cooked right before a meal is served. You can't let them sit around. What's up, Mr. Gibbs? How you doing this morning? Glad you can join me. Show you some of the skills I got in the kitchen. You know what I mean? You and my brother Larry just y'all crack me up on this Facebook thing, man. The way y'all go at each other. I'm grateful to have some folks that'll keep my sense of humor going. You know what I mean? Y'all got me and Mama laughing over here most of the time. But anyway, come along this journey with me, guys. I think I'm gonna start doing more of these things, man. I get an opportunity to talk. I ain't got to worry about y'all saying excuse me or anything along the line because can't hear you. Got nobody to shut me up. So, you know, and I know sometimes my conversations tend to go a couple different directions, but, you know, I'm just grateful to be here and keep things moving. What I was talking about, teaching our children to be men, we got to show them what it's like. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, my father left at an early age, so I really didn't have that male role model to discipline me and keep me in the right direction. You know, I truly believe God has a plan. You know what I mean? July I'll be 57 years old. Never thought I'd make it this far. You know what I mean? But it's a blessing to go through what I've gone through and learn what I've learned. And like I said in the video yesterday, I think the most important part of our life, if we want to help others, and I consider it my best way of helping myself, is I can't keep it. I got to give it away. I got to give these blessings away. You know, God gave me a blessing to be pretty decent on these pots and pans and the stove. You feel me? I got pretty good skills. I think I'm damn good. I don't think nobody's ever gotten up from the table and said that shit sucks. You know what I mean? I like doing it. I like feeding people. You know, so I'm gonna venture out home now, and I'm gonna try a lot of new different recipes. I'm gonna try doing some things I've never done before. I'm gonna try to take the level of cooking up a little bit, um, and do a little bit more difficult stuff. You know, and we'll see how that goes. I wish my buddy Brian uh, was on here and watching. He very good, and I think he's got a very good future ahead of him. The young man is an extremely good and knowledgeable cook. Works for a pretty good restaurant here in the South Carolina area. I had the pleasure to work with him for a year, and I got nothing but high praise for him. He's a good cook. But if I can be half as good as him, I'd be all right. But I've been around a little while, and it's kind of difficult to learn some of these new tricks. Or maybe I'm just stuck in the old way of things being done. So it's all right. But we're going to turn this down a little bit more. They're getting there at about 15, 20 minutes in now. Another 10 minutes. I believe we can get those out and mash strain them out. Try to get as much milk out of the pretzel as possible. And then we'll add the onions and the rest of the ingredients, and we'll let it cool a little bit. Then we'll get it out on a piece of plastic. We'll roll it up, tighten it up, and then we'll drop it in the water to cook that dough. Good morning, Miss Smith. How you doing, honey? Wish you nothing but the best. Hope life is treating y'all well. But I'll say it again. We're in doing some pretzel dumplings this morning to go with a red wine braised brisket that we prepared yesterday. Glad to give y'all a little look-see at what that looks like in case you missed it from yesterday. But we got a 4.5, maybe 5 pound brisket here. And what we did yesterday was, we'll pick it up and give you a shot. We marinated inside here is a nice big brisket. And we let that marinate for 2 days. And we'll take it out and we're going to use a stock pot. And we're going to braise it on all sides. And we're going to pull it out of there and we're going to strain this marinated liquid off. And we're going to cook that down and make that our gravy. Then we're going to reinsert the brisket into the pot, and we're going to put it in a 350 degree oven, and we're going to let it slow cook itself till it's nice and tender. And we're going to bring it out, and we're going to serve it with some some pretzel dumplings. A little bit twist to a German meal, sauerbraten. You know what I mean? For those of y'all who know what that is. And for those of y'all that don't know how to make a sauerbraten is a nice piece of beef that you let marinate anywhere from 3 to 7 days. And the longer you let it marinate, the better it is. And the more tender it becomes. So, I don't know what the hell that was. All right, we got our water simmering over here for that. So we'll turn that down so that when we're done with this, there we go. We're getting it. Come on, these pretzels are getting nice and soft. You know, you gotta let them get really, really soft. So we'll let that move along. Who we got going on here? Hello, Deborah. How you doing this morning? Helen, how you doing? Wishing everybody well. Hope everybody's having a blessed day. You know, hope you guys caught what we're doing today. Seems like I keep repeating it every 5 minutes, but it's okay. We're doing a pretzel dumpling. We're doing some prep work and getting it prepared for tomorrow's dinner. It's something I can make ahead of time, and it'll be okay. You don't let it. You want to let it sit and marinate in the ingredients that we put together. But that's how we do it. There are 11 people watching. Hey, awesome. I didn't think I'd get 4 or 5. Thank you guys for joining me again this morning. Like I said, we're doing a pretzel dumpling. And I have a tendency to talk for a little while. I got some time to wait. So I was talking about myself. You know, how my journey in life has been. Grateful to be where I am today. Grateful to have the people in my life that are in my life today. Glad I was able to mend a lot of the bridges I burnt on my journey. Like I say, all I can do is account for the parts I played in life and the choices I made. God knows what's in my heart. I made all of the amends that I can make in the process, and those that I say when I first came home and I started this Facebook journey of almost 10 years ago now. In 2009, coming up on 11, excuse me. And I made a post that if I had ever done anything to harm anybody or offend anybody or anybody feels I crossed them in any way, shape, or form, all I can do is apologize for my actions at that time, and I take responsibility for the part I played. I can't go back and change nothing. The only thing I can do is apologize. If you accept my apology, great. Thank you. I appreciate it. And if you don't, that's okay, because I did my part. I took the steps to say I'm sorry for my actions. And that's all I can do. You know, for those that want to hold on to the past and all that good stuff, that's okay, because it rents no space in my head anymore today. Okay? I think that's time wasted on your part. Some better things in life that you could probably be doing than being upset about something that happened years ago. And that's not just about me. That's for everything in life. You know, I know we as people, we hold on to grudges and dislikes and all of those things that come along with growing up with the people that you know, the ones you run across, the ones you have interactions with, the ones you've done wrong, the ones you've done right. It doesn't matter. Take responsibility for the part you play. I can promise you this. The day you truly take responsibility for the part you played in every situation that you felt got you upset or somebody did you wrong, I think 90% of the time, you're going to find out you played a bigger part in that than you thought you did. So, again, I say to any and every one of those out here watching me, good morning, Mr. Cox. Anything ever happened in life to where you felt I did you wrong, I apologize. I wish you nothing but the best today. I ain't living in the past. I'm looking for the future. I've made it this far. I don't know how many more years, days, or hours the good Lord got for me. So I'm going to try to make each and every one of them the best I can. And I fall short just like everybody else do. But God knows what's in my heart. And we're going to continue to move like that. We're going to make this no religious sermon. What's up, Miss Clifford? How you doing this morning? Wishing you nothing but the best. You know, so... And as we go, milk starts to thicken up a little bit. The recipe tells me if I want to, I add a little bit more cream milk just to so we don't burn those pretzels. We'll add a little more so we can keep moving forward. We'll keep this down on low. This takes, like they said, about a half an hour to 40 minutes. And we want to get those pretzels, they're already soft, but we want to get them to soak up as much of this milk as they can. So it makes them more pliable later on down the line when we get them all mushed out and we need to roll it into a 6 to 8 inch long log, about 2 inches thick. And morning, Mr. Wilmot. How you doing, brother? Wish you nothing but the best. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take that pretzel dumpling that we made and we wrapped it up in plastic wrap. And we're going to put it in the simmering water. We're going to put a plate on it, which I've done in my pot. I've had experiences where when I do something like this and I put that plastic log in there, it has a tendency sometimes to stick to the bottom of the pot. I've got some new potware now. So Paula Dean makes a very nice set. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to give her promote her products, but I paid pretty good money for them, and I'm pretty pleased with it. I don't care about her personal beliefs. I'm worried about the product that she provides, which makes my food taste better. It makes it a little bit easier to prepare. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put that log that we're making, we're going to put it in the pot. And I got a bowl in the bottom of my pot, so that when the log rests in it, it's going to rest on the bowl. And I have another bowl that I'm going to put over top of it, and we're going to put a lid on it. And we're going to let it cook like that for approximately, what do we got here? Approximately 25 to 30 minutes until that dumpling becomes a little firm. And then we're going to carefully remove it from that pot and put it on a tray. And we're going to put it in the refrigerator. And we'll use that tomorrow when plates are being prepared. We'll pull that out. And I'll start toasting up those dumplings to go along with the red wine braised brisket that we're making. So anyway, that's that process. I've already pre-cooked my onions that are going to go in this particular portion of the recipe with the pretzels once the pretzels are finished. And we'll go from there. Like I said, I'm using salted pretzels because the store didn't have any unsalted. But what I did when I took them out of the freezer this morning, I removed all the salt from them. And I'm going to eliminate the salt from the recipe so that we don't have an overpowering salt taste. Some people say just because you can't find that particular product that, I couldn't find the salted pretzels, that, you know, you couldn't really make the item you want to make, but that's untrue. I've learned along the way, you make adjustments, just like life. Everything ain't the way it's supposed to be. Who's that? Hello, Maya. How you doing? Welcome. Glad you can join us. A couple more minutes go past. We see some more new faces. We'll tell you what we're doing again. But in the process of making this, so it goes back to something my mama used to make. She used to make sauerbraten for us as we were growing up. I mentioned this yesterday in my other video. I'll bring my mama up a lot because my mama is the inspiration for my passion to make comfort food. My mama was from Germany, married a serviceman, and came here to the States. And in the process, my mama was a housekeeper out in Long Island, and she was also a cook for the folks out there. My mama did it all. You know, she cooked, she cleaned, not only for us as a family, but for other people's families. And in that process, I learned a lot. And watching Mama make food was a lot of fun. Good morning, Miss Harris. How you doing today? Wishing you well. And so, over the years, I've worked in every facet of the restaurant industry. Started off at 14 as a dishwasher in a restaurant out in West Hampton on Six Corners called Brook Street Tavern. My bosses were Mike and Carol. It's kind of funny, I remember both their names. And they had a partner named Dave. And my mother a friend of hers used to clean the restaurant. So one day they were cleaning and they were talking and overheard the manager say that the dishwasher quit. My mama told him, so you need a dishwasher? She said, I got one for you. And she told me. So anyway, she called home, told me to get ready. She come to get me. He came and got me, took me out there. And God gave me the job. Yeah, you got to realize, I'm 14 years old. They paid me $250 for working Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. 14 years old in the 1970s with $250 in his pocket. Was doing pretty damn good. What's up, cousin Adrian? How you doing, baby? Hey, I know you remember Mama cooking. Yes, sir. Got a ball with that. But anyway, that's what I'm going to start doing. I'm going to start bringing back some of my mother's old recipes and the way she made things and things she put on the dinner table for us. And it's time to rejuvenate those ideas, bring them back, and, you know, enjoy the flavors and the thoughts and the memories of all of that. Well, anyway, I started working at that restaurant, and so I'd wash dishes, and then in the process of washing dishes back then, you know, you weren't only just a dishwasher. You was the dishwasher, you was the prep kid, You was the bar back. You was the busboy. You was the mopper, the sweeper, and the cleaner. You know, so, and it was a blessing back then to have that job. You know what I mean? Because it sure showed me a lot. It took me about 6 months before I got to the point to where I started coming in early and prepping vegetables and, you know, the soups and all the other things that the restaurant would prep ahead of time so that at dinner service, all they had to do was heat it and serve it. So I started to like that part, and it was pretty damn good. So I asked if I could do it all the time. So I got a promotion, became a prep cook. And then one day at lunchtime, he got a little slam back there. And he said, you know how to cook a damn hamburger? I said, sure. We went to the grill, and he's taught me how to temp using the finger method. You know what I mean? Everybody, that's that well, mid-well, medium well, you know, medium rare, and rare. So anyway, started to get pretty good at that. A little bit down the line, became a lunch cook. And then the story goes on from there. I've done every facet that there is to do in the restaurant business. Front of the house, back of the house. I even got down here in South Carolina. First time in my life I actually ran a kitchen. Yeah, kitchen manager, head cook for the Fox restaurant in downtown Anderson. We did pretty good until 2013. I had a mild stroke from stress. And that changed my path. I no longer want the responsibility of being in the middle and being responsible for everything. I don't know if any of you folks ever worked in a restaurant. I know those who have know that the stress level can be extremely high, you know, depending on your management above you and your workers under you. You know, morning, Miss Jackson. If I see somebody new, I'll holler at you and say good morning to you. I'll peek over there once in a while. But anyway, at 2013, you know, mild stroke made me take a real good look at the direction I was going. Well, anyway, I changed my direction. I decided all I wanted to do was prep. You know, I can still do some line work, but I'm not going to have the middle. I don't want the responsibility anymore. And so far, so good. Doing pretty well at it. You know, I like it. But this Corona thing has got us all screwed up. And so now I got a lot of time on my hand. I also detail cars. And this weather got me screwed up. Had to cancel a couple details this week. So we got a pretty busy weekend, you know. Do a couple cars on Sunday, and then beginning of next week, hopefully we don't get any rain. We'll get those others in while people still are not back at work yet. I hope everybody is mentally, financially, and healthy. Doing pretty good right now. I know finance is the hard part for everybody. But remember, at one point in time in life, there was no finances. You know what I mean? People survived with nothing but everyday living. You know what I mean? And trading, bartering. You know, if you got a service, you got a skill. You may know somebody who also has something you need done around the house. You know, like me. I got some foundation work I need done. I clean cars. I found a guy who does concrete work. So we're in the process of making a deal. He can come do some foundation work on my house, and I'll clean some of his cars. You know, or some of his work trucks. We're going to come out with an applicable understanding so we both are able to get something done and not be too expensive out of your pocket. It's called that barter system. Y'all know what it is. I'm grateful here in the South. It works out real well. You know what I mean? It ain't always about the money. You know, it's about providing a service. It's going to help somebody else, and in turn, you may get a service from them that's going to help you. You know, I think life works a lot better like that when one hand helps the other, and we could all continue to strive to get to the same place in life. A little comfortability, a little saneness, and being able to raise our children and point them and guide them in the right direction where they can be successful in their life. You know, that's how it is. That's how I see it. You know what I mean? My thought process works for me. All right. These are, they're getting there. We'll go from that. Let that sit for a while. And get it moving. And sort of tilt that lid a little bit. Working with milk has a tendency to bubble up on you when you're not paying attention. You know. Thank you everybody for stopping in again and taking a look at what I'm doing here this morning. I appreciate it. Making a pretzel dumpling to go with a red wine braised brisket. Good morning, Gene. How are you this morning? Hope life is treating you well. Thank you for stopping in and taking a look at what I'm doing today. I was just saying I'm making a pretzel dumpling to go along with a red wine braised brisket that we're doing tomorrow. So I figured I'd do some of the prep work a day ahead of time so that I don't have as much to do when it comes to finishing off the brisket tomorrow. That's all. And it's one thing, I'm fortunate that this stuff here can be made a day or two ahead of time, kept in the refrigerator. Good morning, sis. How you doing, baby? My baby girl. Girl been my sister since the day I met her. And we liked each other because our last name was Harris. From two sides of Riverhead. I'm from the Greens and she over there from the Stosky Park area. Diane, I love you, baby. You know, sometimes you meet people in life and you go through life. And no matter where you are, how long you haven't seen each other, when you hear from them, you get this twinkle in your heart. That's how I feel every time I talk to Diane. She's been a friend from day one. You know, I just love you, baby. Wish you nothing but the best. And I come off to the West Coast, I got to get over there. You know, we have plans to go to Vegas this year, hopefully. We might be making a move out in that direction in the future here. You know, we ain't getting no younger. The weather in Vegas does well for some of my underlying issues that I got. So we're going to go out for a little while and see how it works out there. See if I can breathe after walking a half mile without struggling. You know, but they say the weather's better. Obviously, it's hotter. But it's the type of heat that, you know, you get used to quickly. Not like this southern heat. The southern heat can be a pain in the butt. I know when I first got here 10 years ago, boy, I wanted to get back to New York after that first summer. But I sure didn't want to deal with no more of the New York winters. You know. So I had to make up my mind what I wanted to do. I stayed here. I liked it. I adapted. You know. Wasn't bad walking around here in the wintertime with shorts on and flip-flops. Everybody got coats and jackets on. They know immediately you from up north. You know what I mean? One of them cold states. You know. Because their winters are nothing but our falls. I think I've been here now coming up on 2009. So we're coming up on 11 years in October. And I can say in 11 years, if I've seen, put it all together, accumulated, maybe 2 feet of snow. That ain't bad. I think one year we had 6 inches. And that lasted maybe 4 in the afternoon. You saw little remnants here and there. Some of the places that didn't get shade, you still saw the snow. But most of the places you didn't. And I enjoyed that part. You know, get the cold for a couple hours. And that's it. So, you know, I like it here. But anyway, as I was saying. See what you do, Diane? You make me change my train of thought, sweetheart. Man, I don't know. You made me think about a lot of old times back in New York. Remember when we were in drum corps? I had the violin. You had that little, what was that little drum pad? Where we did paradiddle, paradiddle. That's the most I can remember, and I can still do that part. But that was my end. You went on and you took it further, sweetheart. I love to hear you bang those snares. You know, I know you still got it. I don't know if you do it as much as you used to, but I hope you do. Anyway, now you know you might be gone. I'll wave it, Diane. I don't know. Anyway, there's only 3 of y'all left. Welcome to the 3 that are still here. Getting close to, I'm going to strain this off. Get as most of this milk off as we possibly can. And then let this run into here for a little bit. We'll let it sit. We'll mash out as much of the milk as we can without destroying the integrity of the pretzels and pushing the pretzel through the strainer. You know, so we'll let that sit for a minute. Yeah, we gotta get that milk out of there. Let this sit. Let that go through a little bit. And we'll try not to, like I said, push the pretzel through the strainer and get as much milk as possible out of here. Then we'll add the onions and all the other good stuff that comes along with this. Onions and parsley. We'll add that. We'll get that dough going. And then we'll prepare to put it on the plastic wrap and get it rolled up and get it in the pot and get that dough firmed up so that we can put it in the refrigerator for tomorrow. Thank you for hanging out with me. I know it's a little long process and tedious, but you know, some of the things got to be done, and I know I do a lot of talking. So I appreciate it. Thank you for the 2 people that are still with me. Appreciate it. Not bad, but give me something to drink here. Hang on, I'll be right back. I'm here, everybody just don't want to drink on camera. So we got this here, and we want to mash this out a little bit. Not much though. And let's get some of this milk out of here. Transfer this in here. To the side for now. And what we do from this is we add these onions that we prepared earlier. Saute them out. Get that in. We add this parsley. And then we're actually going to mash this up. I'll do it a little bit with this. And then I have... I like this little device right here. It's my avocado slicer and masher. Works well on a lot of stuff like this too. So, you know, we got to get this down. And once this cools down a little bit, we'll add the egg once we've got it, you know, to the consistency that we want so that we can make the dumplings. You know, these just came out that hot milk, so normally I let it sit and do it by hand. It would take too long. And then I got another fine little gadget I like to use. And it's my immersion blender that I have has an attachment that, excuse me a second, I'll grab it, that I like to use. Let me see, here's my container. I just got to get my other device for it. I should have got it out before I even think about it. Got to get some things out of the way so that we can reach some other stuff. And we have this guy right here. It's used for mashed potatoes on the end of my immersion blender. I really think it was a pretty damn ingenious idea. And just got to get my, there we go. Try to get it out without knocking everything over back here, knocking the camera over. But we got it. So, get this out. Always wipe everything off before I use it. This one. And it's all plastic, no metal, so we're not cutting that nut. You know? And it just works fine. I like it. So we just get it in there. Come on, guy. Mixes it up. I think that's fun. He's never done that before. I got it down to where I need it. So, I'm going to go from there. So, get over here and get this stuff. I wonder. So, made a mistake on that part, huh? There we go. Off my hands. I wonder what's going on. Come on. There we go. There we go. Now it's cooking the gas. Much better. So I like the way it works. This thing actually, as you're doing it, it pushes everything out the other side. It makes it right what you need. It's really nice. It's pretty good here. Come on. Some of the pretzels weren't as soft as I'd like it, and then it just takes a little time. Patience. Patience, everything gets done. So, and that's all it really is. Just take our time, be patient, and we get it all done. That's good enough. Now we'll clean the rest of this out of here. And then, I know we just, there we go. Now it's got the consistency that I'm looking for so that we can add this egg. And we'll go from there. Okay. Get that out. Get the rest of the dough out of here. It'll be okay. There we go. Now, we got this good. You see? We're in more of a dough form here. So now what we do is we get this egg and we add it in. This is where we do it by hand. So use these gloves, baby. We get this all mixed up. Okay. That egg incorporated in there really well. This will make approximately 12, 14, depending on how thick you cut them. I like cutting mine about an inch thick. So it's got some substance to it, you know. And because, you know, we're going to boil this. We're going to seep it, you know. And go from there. And we'll get that done. I gotta clean my surface before I started work, so I know that whatever falls on my counter is not being contaminated with anything else. Okay, I'm gonna rinse my hands off, and we're gonna get this plastic set out and roll it up. Okay, give me a second here. Be right with you. You know what? Grab another set of gloves if I have some more here with me. 1 second, I got some in the room. Be right back. Yeah, I got cooking gloves laid out all throughout the house. You never know where I'm at, and I need to put a pair of gloves on when I'm doing something. I'm gonna try to stay as healthy as we can. So we'll get another set on. Hands are a little moist, so it's difficult to get in. So we'll do that. Now we're going to get this plastic out and get ready to put this in the plastic and wrap it and get it in the pot. Okay. And do a little bit more mixing. I'm going to put some fresh cracked ground pepper in this. And then I'll get the plastic out. Oh goodness. Hang on. Didn't realize the cabinet door was going to be in the way. Get some of this stuff out of the way. Doing the work. This down a bit. Try to keep it pretty much clean. Prep area as best I can. Okay. About 11, 12 inches. We're going to do 2 of these. This first one we're going to wrap the first time, and we're going to cover it twice. I can't stand cellophane plastic wrap. Do this one the first time. Hand's going to be dirty, so let's get it out now. That's why I don't like cellophane. It sucks. At least this shit. Put that on top of the paper towel from there. Get this going. Now, this last little mix, I added that pepper in there, so I want to mix it up a little bit. All right. And now what we're going to do is we're going to, like I said, we're going to spread this out and get it about 6 inches long. This is pissing me off. Take that one off so we can get this right. Yep. So I've got what I want. I'm going to roll it up. Make a round little cylinder out of it now. So take that and close them up. Seal up this end and then this end, and then so I'll roll it up and get it round. Stretch it out a little bit to where I want it. And then when this is done and it's been in the refrigerator the next day, what we're going to do is going to come out and we're just going to cut little 1-inch pieces off them. We're going to fry them. Okay? Not difficult. The prep is the hardest part, I believe. And then we'll take that and we'll wrap it up in another one just to, secure that we don't get any water inside the plastic. And we'll get this as tight as we can without ripping it. There we go. And we'll go from there. Roll this right up. My heart. And that's pretty much it. I like to tie my ends so I know no water gets inside. I know in the process of cooking that it they'll open up in there on you, and you'll get some water seeping down inside your dough, and that's not what you want. Not with this particular item, you know. So we'll roll it up. We got what we want now in the simmering water. And we'll get that part done. We're just going to overlook this recipe one more time. And like I said, it's the first time I'm doing this. So, what's up, Evita? How you doing, baby? And we'll go from there. We'll double check this simmering. Wait. Okay, now this is where I say we're going to put it in here. And what we need to do is we need to weigh it down so it stays submerged at all times. So I have another plate, a bowl that I put in. That is going to hold it down under the hot water so they can do what it do. This is going to cook for 25 minutes, so I'm going to set my timer. And that's it. Once this comes out, we put it in the refrigerator, and we go from there. We let it sit until tomorrow. Okay? Thank you for those that are still here. I appreciate it. I'm glad you showed up. If you get a moment, you came in on the end. What's up, Amber? You know. Hey, Miss Garner, how you doing this morning, sweetie? So, what we did today was we made a pretzel dumpling that's going to go with a red wine braised brisket that I have marinating that we'll be cooking tomorrow. And we're going to marinate that for 24, a little less than 24 hours. A little more than 24 hours, excuse me. About 36 hours. We're going to, instead of cooking it on Sunday, we're going to cook it tomorrow afternoon. So, we put it in yesterday and marinated about 5 yesterday afternoon. We flipped it over this morning. Hope life is treating you well, Amber. Miss you guys. And we got the marinating all going. It's a little spin off of my mama's sauerbraten recipe. So, unfortunately, fortunately, I ended up running across a nice priced, almost 10-pound brisket. I couldn't refuse it. Oh, Amber, I hope it is going to be good, baby. This is the first time I'm making this one. I truly believe that everybody out there that knows how to read, write, and comprehend can make anything I'm making. All you got to do is follow the instructions that are given to you. And over the course of time, you're going to learn some tricks along the way to change things and make them taste the way you like to make them taste. And that's the process of cooking. It all starts off with paying attention to the first main ingredients, the base to your recipe. You know what I mean? And we go from there. I know life is life, baby. I know it. Hell of a lot different than it was before, right? But we've all grown and given ourselves a lot of experience now in life. So I think we're all at the point in life to where we know what not to do anymore. To try to make life a little less stressful as possible. Because it's going to be what it's going to be no matter what we do. We just got to make sure we make the right choices and move in the right direction in life for life to be a little bit better than what it was before. All right, guys. Thank you very much. Y'all have a blessed day. And see you tomorrow.